So everybody talks about all the ways to make a 3D printing business that can be really successful, but what are some ways that a 3D printing business can actually fail so that hopefully you can avoid them and make one that would actually be successful? In this video, we're gonna go through 6 of the ways that 3D printing businesses most often fail. The very first one, and the most common and kind of most obvious, is just making a product that no one wants. Nobody wants your chicken foot toaster back scratcher, whatever it was. That's not a good idea. You need to move on to something else. But how do you know that it's something that no one wants versus something that just hasn't sold yet? Well, this kind of comes down to the entrepreneur and the testing that you can do. The easiest way of testing a 3D printed product is try to sell it. Put it up on Etsy, buy some ads. Did it sell or did it not? If it didn't, it's very possible nobody wants it. Etsy is a really good platform for testing 3D printed products because if it is something that somebody wants, Etsy really wants to show it to somebody who wants it. We live in an interest-based economy where when people are looking for something, every website is trying to show them what that person wants. So the whole internet wants to show your thing to the people who are really interested and would really enjoy it. So if your thing is not selling on platforms like Etsy or TikTok, then it's very possible that that item is just not a good product. The benefit is that you're working in 3D printing, so it's easy to make more and keep on trying and iterating and taking feedback in order to create something that's more useful. But there are products that are just dogs and will not sell. And it's important not to take them personally and realize that the product is not the person, you just need to make something else that's better. The second reason people do not succeed is they do not differentiate. Many people will look at the successful businesses that are out there and say, I will do more of that, but they don't actually say how they will do it differently. They try to do it exactly the same. But if you are doing something exactly the same as someone else and you came second, you have less power than they do. They have more reviews, they have more time, they have more knowledge and expertise. If you're going to go into business against somebody else, if you're gonna make a shoe when Nike is making shoes quite well already, then you need to figure out how you're gonna make shoes differently. Are you gonna have different colors, different comfort, different economics, make them cheaper, make them more expensive? Are you gonna be better at marketing? This is really important to understand that it's okay to take the same product or group as somebody else. There are many people who sell sugar in the world. There are many people who sell shoes in the world. There are many people who sell 3D prints in the world. But the ones who are successful give themselves a differentiation. Don't just sell a fidget toy, sell fidget collections. Find different colors. Learn how to run ads better. It is really important to realize that the product is only one part of the business. The business includes marketing and economics and how you ship it out, how fast you are, what your customer support is like, what the box feels like. All of those are ways of differentiating your product. But if you're just going to go bottom, middle of the road, put out a table, sell fidget dragons like everybody else, you're gonna have a tough time being successful because you're no different from anybody else. No customer can understand why they should buy your thing rather than somebody else's. Number 3, people give up too soon. This is the thing. Business is long and hard. Many people have the illusion that I'm gonna launch this and tomorrow there's gonna be $1 million in my bank account because a bajillion people bought it. I plugged into Teleport, I don't even have to build a factory, they're gonna sell 1,000 parts and Slant 3D will fulfill all the orders for me. It very often does not happen that way. It takes a while to build up the business, to understand the product, understand how to market it, understand how to sell it, and understand how to grow, which generally happens in smaller steps. It's the old cliche, it took 10 years to make an overnight success. It does. If you're creating a new product, the very first try likely will not be the first and only try. You'll have to evolve the design, improve better, learn how to take better pictures, figure out how to sell it better. Just go through all of these steps of finding the thing that's stopping you from selling it and eliminating that thing, and then you find another thing that's stopping you from selling it and eliminating that thing. And just getting used to that and going through and evolving it over time. Many people give up before they go through all those tests. It's important to get something out the door, but it's also important to give yourself time to learn and understand what it is that you're doing, especially if this is your first time creating a business. The 4th reason 3D printing businesses fail is the part just is not 3D printable. Many people will download some model or try to design something themselves or any of these kind of things to where you create a model that is technically correct in theory, but you can't really make it reliably. Like you cannot make 1,000 more of this part, or it's not uploadable, or it's not actually strong enough, or it doesn't hold up out there when people actually use it. This is what can come down to it. It's really important if you're making a 3D printed product business to kind of understand how 3D printing works so that you can make a part that can be 3D printed. You don't want to just go to an AI 3D model generator, have something throw out and then say, here, print this. That's not how it works. You're manufacturing something, you need to understand how it's manufactured. Make sure that the bottoms are flat, make sure there's not random support so that you're actually producing a good quality product. But many businesses will fail because they will invest all of this time and effort into making some perfect idealized version of it and then realize that it can't actually be made as they envisioned or imagined. So just get it into production faster and iterate as time goes by, and then you can evolve the manufacturing and the product together. The fifth most common reason 3D printing businesses fail is they have too many machines. Now I know this can sound counterintuitive. Too many machines, how is that possible? Well, many people will end up having a product that becomes successful and they build out a print farm along with it. So they might get 5, 10, 20, maybe even 30, 50 machines up and rolling and producing this product. But now they're not necessarily self-employed, as they just have a job that they own, because those machines need to be refilled. They need to be maintained. They need to be collected. The parts need to be shipped each day, to where it sets up a person in a job or in a business that they don't necessarily want. What was a hobby or a side hustle now becomes a job. And it might not be a job that you want to do. So you end up shutting down the whole business, and the business ends up dying because you would rather have freedom in your life than have to continue to feed the monster. And this comes up more commonly than you might think. It's kind of a champagne problem, admittedly, but it is one that exists. So you want to make sure that when you set up a business, it is sustainable to where it doesn't grow so big that it makes you miserable. Because if you do hit the success that you want to and your product goes viral, you need to make sure that you're actually ready and willing or able to take care of what's necessary. And the last way a 3D printing business can fail is having too few machines. If you started up as a side hustle and you have 2 printers in your dorm room, then if it goes viral, you might not be able to fulfill orders in time. On TikTok, orders have to be shipped out within 3 to 4 days of the order actually coming through. They prefer 2 days. But if you go past those 4 days, then the orders are killed and the money refunded, and you don't get a say in it. So you can actually kill your business from its own success because you just cannot drink from the fire hose. Now there's ways of getting around this. There are services like Teleport, where you can plug in a giant print farm like we have at Slant 3D directly into the side of your Etsy or TikTok shop, so that as you get orders, our 1,000 machines fire up and print and ship them in time for you. That's one way of dealing with that. But there is such a thing as too much success, to where you just cannot sustain the orders that you need, and then customers get parts late or behind, and then you fail because you had so much success but not enough capacity to actually fulfill it. And that's another way that can kill a 3D printing business, because then you just have a ton of hate coming your direction and you're not ready for what is required when the business actually does take off. And when we live in an internet world where there is wallowing around in the mires of the internet trying to get noticed, and then finally you get noticed and the entire world looks at you, that type of failure from too much success too quickly is more common than you might actually think. So hopefully this was useful to you, seeing the different ways that 3D printing businesses often go out of business or just shut down. There's many things that you aren't aware of. Too much success can kill you. Not having enough success can kill you. Not being prepared in general can kill you. So long as you're avoiding these things that are the common hurdles and just preparing to get set up for them, then you'll be ready to glide along when your moment of success actually comes along. Have a great day, everybody.